there it is with the tomato paste. We're just going to kind of stir this up, guys. Just blend it enough so everything's incorporated. Hey everybody, so I am going to make a vegetable soup. My daughter is homesick today, and I thought what better thing than to have vegetable soup for lunch. So I have my basil here, my parsley, green onions, spinach, corn, broccoli, kale, a container of tomato paste, a leaf oregano, Italian seasoning, and garlic powder. And we're going to get started on this soup. So I'm just going to chop up some green onions here, guys. I'm going to put this into my pan. I have some coconut oil in a big saucepan next to me. And that's heating up on, let's see, a medium-low heat. And as I get my green onions chopped to put those in. Okay, on to the kale, guys. I have about 1, 2, 3 large stalks of kale here, and I'm just going to basically tear the kale. I don't cut it, let me get a little closer. I just tear like this. So I just take off the curly ends and tear it off till I have basically just the stalk remaining. So we're going to continue with this until all 3 stalks are torn. Okay, so I'm all done with the kale here. I'm just going to put this right into my pot with the onions and let that break down a little bit. Then we're going to add the frozen vegetables, the corn, the spinach, the broccoli, and some spices. And then we're going to add the water after that. At this point, I am going to add in, here's the green onions and the kale. I'm going to add in some salt and pepper. Salt always helps to break down food, so always add some salt to break it down. Of course, you're going to want to add a little bit more of this just for the purpose of the soup. You want to add a little bit of salt in there. Then we're going to add some pepper. Don't be shy when making soups because you really want the flavor. And that is what's going to make your soup taste really good. So add lots of seasoning. You can never go wrong with lots of good seasoning. Okay, I have my basil here, and then I have some parsley. Now these two, I'm going to do just what I did with the kale. I'm just going to tear the basil and broccoli. I do not cut it, I tear it. The reason for tearing is that it just brings out more flavor in the herbs. You could do a nice generous amount. Again, like I said, the soup, it's going to need all that flavor. So, you know, a good amount of the basil. These are really big leaves right here. Parsley doesn't have as much flavor, so you can really kind of go a little bit more on the parsley even. Parsley's awesome in soup. So really go for it in your soups. So let's see, we're going to take out the parsley, and we are going to just kind of take your fist and just grab a whole bunch. So you're just going to basically a fistful of parsley. I'm going to add right at the end, right when it's needed, after all the ingredients are in and the water is in. That's when we will add our herbs. Remember, just to tear. Tearing brings out all the flavor. Next, I'm going to add my corn. Here's my Trader Joe's corn. I'm going to do about maybe, this is pretty much a whole bag. I'm going to do about half of it. Right about there. And then I'm going to take my spinach and do just about the same. I'm going to do about half a bag of spinach. This is, remember, a nice, you know, a vegetable soup, so you definitely want to have it consisting of lots of veggies. And then we have our organic broccoli, and we will do a half a bag of broccoli. This makes awesome lunches, guys. This makes awesome dinners. And it's all homemade. Up the heat just a tad, guys. I'm going to do about a, let's see, medium-high heat, just to get the frozen vegetables going. I just want to basically incorporate all the flavors into one before I add the water. So, at this point, I am going to add my seasonings. Here's my seasonings here. I'm going to do the Italian seasoning. And I just basically eyeball it, guys. I don't do a lot of measuring, just how much you think you're going to want. Oregano. But be generous. It's soup and you want the flavor. And then we have garlic powder. Be really generous with this. That'll give your soup much flavor also. It looks like a lot, but you're gonna need it at the end. I have here an organic tomato paste. I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of this, or maybe half the can. And that's going to add a lot of flavor to our soup. We're going to put in our tomato paste. Again, about half a can is good. Lots of flavor in tomato paste. It's awesome to add to a lot of dishes if you want flavor. Especially making veggie soups. You want to stick with the whole non-meat idea. And there it is with the tomato paste. We're just going to kind of stir this up, guys. Just blend it enough so everything's incorporated. And then I'm going to be adding the water. Here we are. We added our water. And at this point, I go right up to the rim with the water. At this point, I'm going to put the heat up just to about the 8 mark. And we're going to let that come to a boil. And I'm going to go ahead and add our herbs, our parsley and our basil. More flavor in there. And basically you're going to let your soup just simmer. You're going to let it simmer for a little while, probably about a good half hour to make sure all your ingredients are really well incorporated. And then at the end, when your soup is pretty much at its point of being cooked and ready to go, you could do the flavoring for the salt and pepper at your liking. So just add in your own salt and pepper, and always add in whatever vegetables that you guys like in your soups. I love a nice green soup. Lots of health benefits, lots of antioxidants in this, especially for little sick ones. Hey everyone, our soup is all finished. So here's the final product. Lots of good greens and goodness in there. And for the top, I'm going to shred some Parmesan cheese right on top right now. So just on the top, I'm going to shred some Parmesan cheese, a block of it, right on top of my soup. And that'll add actually a good saltiness to your soup. If it's too bland, Parmesan cheese will add a lot of flavor and that saltiness. So I really hope you enjoy this soup, and let me know what you think if you do try it. And I hope you are all well. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.